Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, all series videos. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, and for subscribing. In this video I'll be updating you on Sister Wives. Guess what? Haider pushed Dua away and announced Gaza as his wife, shocking everyone. You need to watch till the end to find out how it happened. Please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to click on the notification button to be notified anytime I drop a new video. Please like this video, download this video, share this video, give it a thumbs up. Tell me what you feel about this video in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe. Let's go. Hina is crying and asks Haider to find Kainat. He asks her to calm down and says, I will go and look for her. Gazelle smirks and thinks she has to play now. Gazelle says, I got a call and she is behind the college to meet up with Hafiz. He asks, how did she find out? She says, you should go and find her first. Hina says, I will go with you, and drags her back home. Gazelle says, you will create a scene, so I will go with Haider. He says, fine, I will go with Gazelle. She starts leaving, but Haider asks who called her and gave her this information. Gazelle looks on and recalls how Dua called Haider and gave that information. Gazelle panics and says, I got a call from the guard and he gave me that information. Haider says, why would he tell you about Kainat's whereabouts? Gazelle says, the guard saw her leaving, so he told me. Haider says, I think you are lying. Gazelle says, why would I lie? Haider says, why are you panicking? Gunners tells Haider to find Kainat first, before it's too late. You can question her later on. He says fine and leaves. Gunners whispers to Gazelle to go and destroy Dua. She will take care of Ruhan. Gazelle goes with Haider. Dua arrives at the college and looks around for Kainat. Kainat is going with Hafiz, but Dua comes there and glares at her. Hafiz is shocked seeing her there. Dua shouts, I had to come and save my family's honor. Hafiz says, how did you find this location? Dua says, I knew you both used to meet here often. The flashback shows how Hafiz used to tell her about meeting with Kainat at the college. Dua shouts at Hafiz that he has lost all honor. She slaps him and says, I didn't think my brother would stoop this low. I am ashamed to call you my brother. Kainat says it's not his fault. Dua asks her to shut up. Did you lose sense to run away from the house? You didn't even think about hurting your family? Kainat says I was helpless. They would have forced me to marry someone else. Dua says no law allows that. They can't force you. You could have convinced your family, but you didn't think about your parents. Your parents must be so worried. People who are cowards run away from the house. You were ready to run away with Hafiz, but you would lose your family. He wouldn't lose anything. I am not against your love, and you have a right to choose your love, but you have to convince your family to accept it. You can't run away from your family. You can't cut ties with him. If you love him, then fight for him. She tells Hafiz that I am ashamed to call you my brother. You played with Kainat's heart. You love her, but you used her on Hamida's saying. You should be ashamed to use a woman for your gain. You were a coward. Kainat is shocked and says he used me. Dua says he made you run away from the house on Hamida's saying. It was all their plan to take revenge from Akhtar family. Kainat breaks down and says this is a lie. Dua says it's the truth. Kainat asks Hafiz if it's the truth. He looks away and says this is the truth. Kainat is shocked. Hafiz says, we wanted to take revenge on your family for doing cruelty with Dua, but I love you a lot. And Hamida wants to make you her daughter-in-law respectfully. Dua says, don't lie. Hafiz says, I am not lying. He shows her the marriage papers and says, we promise to never hurt Kainat. I want to marry her. Dua says, really? He says, yes. I would never play with her honor. I love her and I would never harm her. Dua says, but you shouldn't have made her run away from the house. I will talk to Haider about your relationship. We will get you both married the right way. She tells Hafiz that he did wrong with Kainat, so she has to forgive you first. She gives the choice to her. She sadly looks at him. Hafiz caresses her face and says, please forgive me. Kainat says, enough. You don't need to say anything. Your eyes are telling the truth. She hugs him tightly. Dua smiles at them and hugs them. Haider sees Dua hugging Kainat and Hafiz. He shouts her name. Dua rushes to him and hugs him tightly, but he glares at Kainat. Dua says, I feel like I am meeting you after years. I am so happy to see you. Haider pushes her away and says, you are happy to destroy my family honor? Dua says, what? Haider says, I know my family did wrong with you, but you were nice, so how could you use my sister? You were ready to destroy her life. I can't believe that you and your brother plotted to make Kainat run away from him. Just to punish me? You are worse than an enemy. Dua says, Kainat is like my sister, so don't even think I will try to destroy her life. Don't blame me. Haider says, I saw everything with my eyes. I saw you provoking Hafiz and Kainat. You should have stopped her, but you gave her guts. Dua says, I didn't do anything. Haider says, you did everything. I called you, but you didn't take my call. You called Kainat last time, and now you are here. This is a proof that you plotted all this. Dua says, it's not like that. Haider says, stop lying. I won't spare you. You should be ashamed of doing all this. Dua says, you have to listen to me. Haider says, enough. You could have punished me, but I can't bear you hurting my family. Please just kill me. He takes her hand and starts slapping him. Ruhan is about to stop him, but Gornas comes there and pulls him back. He says, don't interfere between them. If you stop them, then you will see my dead face. Haider shouts at Dua to leave him alone. I married another woman because of my mother, but you kept insulting me instead of trying to understand me. You made my mother, me and Ruhan go to jail. And I still take your side, but your hatred never ended. You tried to destroy my sister's honor, and I can't forgive you for that. Kainat says it's not her fault. Gaza slaps her hard and says you should be ashamed of even talking after what you did. Dua says, how dare you hurt her Kainat? Gaza says she is her Kainat. You are her enemy. You provoked her to go against her family. You have no shame. You are worse than your brother. You are a characterless woman. Kainat asks her to stay in her limits. Gaza slaps her again and says, how dare you? Haider stands in front of her and says, she is my sister. Gaza says she doesn't understand who their family members are. Dua says you shouldn't dare to hurt her. She is about to slap her, but Haider holds her hand. Dua is shocked and says, you are stopping me? Haider says, I am trying to save my family honor. Dua says, Kainat is my sister-in-law. Haider shouts, Gaza is her sister-in-law. You are nothing to her. I already divorced you. I can't believe you would use my sister against me. Dua says, you are wrong. Haider says, then promise me that your brother didn't use Kainat to hurt us. Tell me your family didn't plan to use Kainat against us. Dua recalls Hamida and Hafiz plotting and thinks she can't promise him that. Dua says, I can't do that. Kainat says you are thinking wrong. I will clarify everything. Gazelle stops her and says, you have already destroyed our honor. You should be ashamed. Kainat says, I want to talk to my brother. Gazelle says, he is my husband and stay in your limit. Dua tells Haider that he is blind to not hear anyone. But can you listen to Ruhan at least? She looks around for Ruhan but can't find him. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and come back for more updates from your favorite Z Word series.